Hi friends, Surojit Ray here. In this video, I shall be sharing with you a magical trick that will help you take a conclusive and correct stand on any problem which you are faced with going forward. Yes, you heard it right. This trick shall help you take the correct call every single time when you are faced with a problem. Let us accept the reality here. In life, we are constantly faced with several challenges, issues, predicaments, and problems. We are often at crossroads and do not know what to do in a particular situation. Say, for example, I am in a job where I am very well set. I now get a job offer from a bigger brand and it offers me a much higher salary. But on the downside, my commute time shall increase from 1 hour to 2 hours every day in the new job. Also, I would have to once again establish myself from scratch in the new job, whereas in the old job, I am very well set and hugely respected. So, other than higher salary and a bigger brand, I do not have any other concrete reason to change my job. What do I do here? Difficult situation, right? I'm sure you are able to relate to what I'm saying here. There are so many junctures in our life where the question or issue on hand is so tricky that we are just not able to decide which way we should go. In such situations, we do whatever best appeals to our conscious mind. Now, what is the conscious mind? It is the mind with which we are constantly self-talking. We all self-talk all through the day. The mind with which we self-talk is the conscious mind. The conscious mind is highly analytical, solution-oriented, calculative, and intelligent. But it is also very conservative. It time and again reminds us of our current net worth and pushes us to take our decisions accordingly. Let us take a simple example here. Say, Mr. Ram aspires to buy a car and starts thinking about it with his conscious mind. His conscious mind will immediately discourage him, saying, your salary is just rupees 30,000 a month. Your expenses are rupees 18,000 a month. With just rupees 12,000 a month in savings, how can you think of buying a car? And if you end up buying one, you will save nothing more. So rather buy yourself a good bike. That is what you can afford at this juncture. This is how our conscious mind is. It drives us conservatively and always takes decisions according to our present net worth. If I were Mr. Ram in this situation, this is how my conscious mind would have actually guided me. However, one could perceive the same situation a bit differently too. Let me give you another dimension to this particular situation and its analysis. So let's say I start thinking, okay, so you want to buy a car. Rupees 12,000 is your net monthly savings. No worries, buddy. You can afford approximately rupees 4,000 a month as your car EMI in such a case, and you still end up saving 8,000 rupees a month. You will not be able to buy a new car with the small EMI for sure. 4,000 rupees a month is not going to fetch you a new car. But why don't you try for a second-hand car? Your dear friend Jay was telling you a few days back that he shall be buying a new car and wants to sell off his old one. You have traveled in his old car so many times. It is such a well-maintained car. He has hardly driven 20,000 odd kilometers with it in the last 3 years. If you buy that car, it shall surely last you for the next 4 to 5 years without any trouble. Jay is rich. He may just give away that car to you at a very good price. Pick up the phone and call him right away. Listening to this inner call of his, Ram immediately picks up his phone and calls up Jay. Jay is happy to sell his car to Ram at a decent price. Ram then calls up his bank for finance. The bank is ready to fund 90% of the car cost. The 3-year EMI on the loan works out to rupees 3,900 a month. Exactly what Ram could afford at that point of time. Now, Ram is worried about the down payment amount. He does not want to disturb his existing FD savings. But Ram also does not want to lose out on this great deal. Suddenly, Ram's phone rings. His boss informs him that for the challenging sales target that he has achieved in that quarter, his organization has decided to reward him with an extra incentive as a token of appreciation for all his hard work. Ram's incentive amount works out to rupees X thousand. Ram is overjoyed to hear this, since that is exactly the amount he needed for the car down payment. Well, this is how Ram's subconscious mind would have guided him in this situation had he sought recourse to it instead of taking a decision blindly based on what his conscious mind guided him towards. The subconscious mind is a polar opposite of the conscious mind. It is highly intuitive, vast, boundaryless, and sort of magical. It knows no limits. It never works on your current net worth. It has a database of your past and present, and also knows what is best for you in the future. When I say past here, it does not only mean your current birth. It also has a complete account of your prior births. Yes, you heard it right. Your subconscious mind has a complete account of your prior births as well. As rightly defined by learned metaphysicist Joseph Murphy, our subconscious mind is an infinite database of records belonging to our past, present, and future. Looked at from a spiritual angle, we identify the subconscious mind with different names such as the Paramatma linked to the Jivatma, as explained in the Bhagavad Gita, or maybe our inner self, or our willpower, or our guardian angel, so on and so forth. Well, we have given so many different names to the subconscious mind, but does the name really matter here? What matters, end of the day, is the bottom line. The conscious mind governs all the voluntary functions in our body. So, if I raise my hands to scratch my head, this action would be governed by my conscious mind. Voluntary functions do not occur till I do not make them happen consciously. The subconscious mind, on the other hand, governs all the involuntary actions and functions in our body. So, till I am alive, all my body parts like the heart, brain, liver, kidneys, etc. shall continue to perform their functions non-stop. Do I ever have to remind them to keep functioning? Of course not. Who manages all these involuntary functions in our body? None other than our subconscious mind. Hence, while we may not realize this, 98% of our existence is driven by the involuntary functions in our body. Only 2% of our existence is driven by our voluntary functions. That's the role of the subconscious mind, which it subtly keeps on playing in our body all the while as we are alive. It governs 98% of our existence. Next question. How do I use my subconscious mind to make important decisions in my life rather than simply surrendering to the limitations of the conscious mind? Well, this is an interesting question. Here is where the most interesting part of this video commences. Before I start giving you an answer to your question, let me prove to you how powerful your subconscious mind actually is. Every morning in the weekdays, we have to wake up at a fixed time. Let us say you get up at 6 a.m. every day from Monday to Friday, since you have to reach office before 9 a.m. You put an alarm on your cell phone for 6 a.m. every night as you go to bed. Does the alarm really wake you up the next day morning? Not at all. Every weekday at around 5:45 or 5:50 a.m., your eyes automatically open, and before the alarm could ring, you stand up and switch it off. The alarm does not wake you up, you wake up the alarm. Am I right when I say this? Have you ever noticed this phenomenon? It happens every single morning with you, Monday to Friday. The subconscious mind has set the body clock within you in such a manner that it will make you open your eyes exactly 10 to 15 minutes before your scheduled wake up time every single day. And how beautiful is this? Saturday and Sunday, there is no pressure to wake up early in the morning. And yes, our eyes would not open till 11 a.m. in the morning on a Saturday or Sunday. Yes, that is how powerful and adaptive the subconscious mind is. Now, to answer the question as to how do we effectively use our subconscious mind to make important decisions in our life? Well, this process is pretty simple. You say this pretty often: just sleep over the problem. Yes, I repeat it again: just sleep over the problem. Most of us would have thought that this phrase means let us think over the problem for some time and then decide what is to be done. That is what most of us believe. Sorry, this phrase does not mean so. It actually means sleeping over the problem. It means letting our subconscious mind decide on the problem as opposed to letting our conscious mind do so. So, then why do we have to sleep over the problem to achieve this? The answer to this question is simple. As long as we are awake, we remain in the trap of our conscious mind. The conscious mind continuously keeps our body engaged all through the day while we are awake. The only way to connect with our subconscious mind is to cut our body's connect with the conscious mind. At night, as we are fast asleep, the conscious mind also goes to sleep along with the body, since it can function only till the body is awake and conscious. And here is where the subconscious mind becomes active. The dreams that we see at night while we are fast asleep is nothing but a replay of memories stored in the subconscious mind, which is now making desperate attempts through the dreams to connect with our body. The subconscious mind can connect with the body only and only when the body is in an unconscious or asleep state and the body has disconnected completely from the conscious mind. The scientific term for this is the theta stage. When the brain and the body reach the theta stage of relaxation, the subconscious mind can then connect with the body. This stage is attained when we are fast asleep. We could also attain this stage while we are awake through certain means such as hypnosis, advanced meditation, and mind-related yogic exercises. Not getting into them, deep sleep is the easiest way to make the body connect with the subconscious mind. So to sleep over your problem, you just need to start thinking about the problem on hand and the possible alternatives to explore as you are about to go to sleep. That's it. That's how simple it is. Till you are awake hereafter, your conscious mind will keep on processing this problem on hand. But once you fall asleep, the conscious mind is also put to rest. At this juncture, the subconscious mind gets active and it will immediately snatch the unprocessed data, which is the problem on hand and the possible alternatives, from the conscious mind, and the subconscious mind will then start processing it. The conscious mind does not want to let go, but now it has no choice. In fact, There's always a snake mongoose relationship between the conscious and the subconscious mind. The conscious mind never wants to let go its control over the body. It knows its limitations, and it also knows how limitless and powerful the subconscious mind really is. It lives in the constant sense of insecurity. Well, we can see politics all around. Even the mind is not spared of it. Anyways, coming back to the topic, once the subconscious mind grabs the data from the conscious mind, it immediately starts processing it for you while you are asleep. That night, you will not get good sleep. You will keep on getting dreams in relation to the problem which the subconscious mind is processing and the alternatives available to you around it. That is the litmus test which proves that your subconscious mind is at work, keenly trying to solve the problem on hand and give you the best possible solution to be adopted in those circumstances. And nothing is difficult for the subconscious mind. It knows your past, it knows your present, and it has the ability to also peep into your future. Your subconscious mind is infinitely powerful. Always remember this. It cannot be compared with your conscious mind, which is fraught with the limitations of time, is highly conservative, and which constantly lives within the boundaries of your current net worth. Yes, your conscious mind is indeed very, very inferior when compared with your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind has never known any boundaries. It just wants your good and wants you to choose the best possible alternative in front of you. While processing the answer for you, it looks at your past since inception, your present, as also what is likely to be in store for you in the future. Yes, it has a 360 degrees vision which is deep and considers everything holistically before arriving at the final answer. So, all through that night, while your subconscious mind is at work, the subconscious mind will process your problem and also make you witness dreams all around it. Finally, in the morning, as you open your eyes, the first thought which shall come to you, note my words, the first thought which shall come to you on opening your eyes in the morning is the solution to your problem, or is the alternative you should go ahead with and adopt amongst all the other alternatives available. Yes, that's the answer to your problem, and this is absolutely real. Sounds unbelievable, right? Go ahead and try this tonight. You shall know how magical this is and how powerful your subconscious mind is. If you are also expecting a detailed reasoning for the alternative chosen by your subconscious mind, sorry, it won't give you any. It won't tell you why that alternative was chosen. It will just give you the final answer. Don't ask any further questions. Just blindly trust the call. Go ahead and pick up that alternative. It will definitely be the one best for you in that situation. This is as good as God choosing the alternative for you, since the second name of the subconscious mind is the Paramatma vesting within all of us. I remember the sums in math I would do in my childhood. I would follow all the steps to solve the sum and then arrive at the final answer. Your subconscious mind shall never give you the steps, it will only give you the final answer. And this final answer is always and always correct. It never makes a mistake. This is what the world actually means by the phrase sleep over your problem. We use this phrase so often in our conversations. Start implementing it now in reality too, and you will know how magical this is. I, Surojit Ray, have used my subconscious mind for several years now to take all crucial decisions of my life. Try doing it once, you shall remember me for life. Also, just in case your first attempt at doing this fails, don't get disheartened. It may take 3 to 4 nights for things to fall in place the first time you attempt doing it. As you start mastering the art, the efficiency of the process will improve exponentially. So, what are you waiting for? Solve all your problems with this magical formula. Yes, for once, solving problems was as easy as just going to sleep and letting your subconscious mind do the rest. Do it for once, you will realize the worth of what you have just discovered. Trust you enjoyed this video and picked up the life transforming message ingrained in it. Try following this from tonight itself, and then close your eyes and bless me for once every time you find a solution to your problem through this magical technique. Yes, you do owe me a blessing for this wonderful piece of advice that I have shared with you. Yes, friend, it is all within us. It is we who put our hands on our eyes and then cry that there is darkness all around. Remove your hands, explore your subconscious mind, and you shall never regret thereafter. Do like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel titled Karma Cosmos Talks if you have not already done it. Hit the bell icon so that you can receive future notifications from my channel, and also leave a comment in the comment section of this video. Friends, I am a traveler on a never-ending journey. On my YouTube channel, you shall find a lot of such interesting stuff which very few others speak about and research on. So, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please do so ASAP. Hope you found this video useful and this video transforms your life forever. God bless you. Wishing you a wonderful, fulfilling and happy life ahead. Thank you so much for watching this video. Surojit Ray signs off.